Hello guys, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to cover the basics of Python list. We are going to cover the definition, indexing, how do we access the list using index. We will also see the range operations and how do we update list deletion and addition element to the list, and we will also see how do we iterate over the list. So to start with the definition, it's a collection which is ordered, changeable, and duplicates values are accepted. So order in the sense, when you try to access the element in the list, they will be printed in the same order in which they are inserted. You can of course change the content of the list and duplicate values are accepted. So let's go ahead and see this with example. I'm going to create one list, and in order to create a list we need to use a square bracket. So this is the syntax, and then you could pass the element. So let's say I'm going to create a list, and it is possible to add element of any data type. It means here I'm adding a element which is of string, but you can add add element of say integer and Python. So it's a type. It doesn't check the type of the data, unlike a C or C++. So if we go ahead and try to access it looks like this. Okay, so now I'm going to revert back to, I'm going to remove this and use the old value for our just to make it simpler for our further explanation. So as we mentioned, the list in Python, they are ordered. Uh, that means they are stored just like array in C or C++. So we could access the element in the list using an index. So let's see, if I wanted to print the first element in the list, we could access it using a 0 because the index start with a 0. So if I print like this, it will print the first element in the list. Similarly, if you wanted to add, say, let me add a few more here, yes, and we could print the next element in the cell. It is also possible to print access the list from the end, and we could do this using a negative indexing. So it looks like this. That means print the last element from the list. We could also this using, say, let's say second element. So this is the first -1 and -2. So with the -2 option, we are printing the second element from the end of the list. Now it is also possible to access a multiple element at the same time using a range operation. So suppose if you wanted to print all the element from index 1 to end, we could do this using range operation like this. So print all the element with starting at index 1 till end, and it will print. Now suppose let's try a few more example for the range, and say we wanted to print all the element from index 0 to say 2. So that means it is printing all the element from index 0 till 2. So please note the upper bound which is mentioned in the range operation is always excluded, which means it will print all the elements starting at from position 0, 1 and 2, but 2 is exclusive, so it will not consider sub. It will just print the element which is at position 0 and 1. Now it is possible to update the list. Let's say for example current so the current list look like this, and if I wanted to replace Saurabh with Dhoni, I could do this using this index. So Saurabh is at index 0, 1, 2, and I could replace it with Dhoni. So now if I try to access the element, Saurabh is, and we could see that Saurabh is replaced with Dhoni. It is also possible to delete the element from the list. So there are multiple ways we could do this. The first operation is, let's say we wanted to delete, say, Rahul from the team, and we could do this using a delete operation, a delete keyword, and then we could specify the index which is at first index. Now if I try to access this, probably I have executed this 2 times, so it deleted the element at index 1 2 times. So let's try one more time. This is my current cell looks like, and if I delete the index now I could see yes, we have deleted the element which is at index 1. There's one more way we could do this is using remove keyword. So here just now we have deleted the element in the list using the index. We could also do this using a remove command. So let's suppose I wanted to remove Saurav from the team. I could do this using say, and now if I look at the content, so we see some Saurav is removed from the team. Now there's one more way we could use. There's something, probably if you are aware of the data structure, then there's something called as a pop. The pop means remove last element from the list. But since there is only one element, okay, let's try this now. And if you see, so pop. So now if you can look at the content of, so okay, since I've executed 2 times, it is saying now it is empty and you cannot pop up. So when you use a pop, that means last element from the list would be removed. So let's see how it looks like. This is my current frame, and now if I do a pop, that means the last element from that Saurav would be pop up from the Indian cricket team. Okay, Saurav would be popped, and if I look at the current content, it will look like this. Right. Now next thing we are going to see how do we add element to the list. So we could do this using say append. That means new element will be added at the end of the list. So let's say if I wanted to add a spinner, say Anil, and now if I look at the content, right? So this Anil will always be added at the end of the list. We could also insert element. Suppose I wanted to make Sehwag as an opener, and I wanted to put Sehwag at first position. I could do this using insert keyword. So let's try that now. Insert, and I want Sehwag to start the batting. Say I'll put him at 0th position, which is of course first position, and then Sehwag. Now if I look at the content, Sehwag is added at the first position. Now the last topic we are going to see, how do we iterate over the list. So we could just do this using a for loop for say any variable element in Indian cricket team and print element. You could see this is how we can access the element in using a looping. There are still couple of functions available. For example, length. You could check the length of the list using this. We could also check if element is present in the cricket team. Say for example, let's say if we wanted to check if Gambhir in Indian cricket team print. So we'll just print a message. Gambhir is part of Indian cricket team. else, you would see is not part of. So you can check this way. You can check if any element you say Gambhir is not part of the Indian cricket team. Let's try for the Sehwag. This is Sehwag is a part of Indian cricket team. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question, please put it on the comment section. I will try to answer them. Thank you.